I'm Jenni Carlson here with Kyle Fredrickson. We're in Stillwater where Oklahoma State has defeated Central Arkansas 32-8 in their home opener. And Kyle, it was a victory as we expected, but maybe not the domination that we thought from the Cowboys tonight.
Yeah, really the second week in the row where the Cowboys get off to a slow start against an opponent that they should really be able to roll against. So obviously getting the win at home, you know, the margin of victory was very comfortable, but the Cowboys can't really be comfortable with how this offense is looking at this point. Just based on some of the issues they have at offensive line. The run game really struggled tonight, especially in between the tackles. Mason Rudolph was able to make a few big plays with his arm. David Glidden has a really big night on a few explosive plays, but as we move into the conference schedule, those big plays are going to be a lot tougher to get at if the Cowboys are unable to establish that run game. So overall, a solid performance by this team, but there certainly are a lot of questions as they move forward with just one more non-conference game left.
Well, that's true. A lot of obviously optimism by Cowboy fans and Cowboys themselves that maybe this is a team that, you know, could really push for the Big 12 championship. Obviously, this is a backloaded schedule, so they don't have to be at their best really until probably those November games. But clearly, you know, games against Texas before the month is out, you don't want to go to Austin and have a lot of questions with your offense. And right now, it looks like this is an offensive line that can pass block pretty well. Only one sack given up tonight. Mason Rudolph seemed to have adequate time to throw and stand in the pocket, but really just not establishing the run game, it doesn't seem like.
Right, and when you have a guy like Carlson, you have to be able to utilize him in a way that uses all his talents. You know, Mike Yurcich has said over and again that he's an every down type of back, a guy who can be out there every play. Well, against an FCS school, he averaged, I think, less than 3 yards per carry tonight, and that's a big red flag for a guy who should have that average a whole lot higher. And even looking at some other aspects of the game, Ben Grogan has 2 PATs blocked. Is that going to be an issue of offensive line? Is that Grogan? Those are things we'll find out after talking with Mike Gundy and some players and re-looking at some of this film. But you don't really like when some of those very basic things are some issues that the Cowboys are having at this point.
Lastly, I guess maybe if you're looking for a bright spot, obviously the win is the top of the list, but this defense continues to be dominant. I know a lower division opponent, this is what they should do, but well less than 200 yards of total offense for Central Arkansas, 2 of 14, I believe, on third down. Really the dominant type performance you want to see out of your defense. No monkeying around by this Cowboy defense. You got to at least like their consistency, their focus, even against lesser opponents.
Right. I mean, the one touchdown that Central Arkansas gets tonight's on a kind of a fluke trick play. Kevin Peterson gets burned deep after a reverse to flea flicker. So you really can't blame them too much for that. But you're right. You know, this is a group, while they didn't get a turnover tonight, I don't believe. It's not necessarily the performance that Glenn Spencer is going to really love, I'm sure, when we talk to him. But in terms of keeping them off the board and you know, all those 3 and outs that you had mentioned before, a good sign, because if the offense continues its struggle, the defense is going to have to continue its high play if this team wants to win a few more games.
All right, Cowboys win again, 32-8. Be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.